Most people think manipulation is obvious. Lying, yelling, gaslighting. But the most dangerous manipulators, they don't raise their voice. They raise your doubts. Today, I'm exposing 7 rare manipulation tactics that most people don't recognize. But they're being used on you every day. And by the way, in the description, I've added fact checks and sources so you know this isn't made up. It's real psychology. Let's dive in. 1. Conversational ownership. This tactic is about controlling the direction of a conversation without you realizing it. Let me break it down. Some manipulators never argue, they just redirect. If you ask a direct question, they answer it briefly, then pivot the topic to something they want to talk about, often something that puts you off balance. Example, you ask, "Why didn't you show up yesterday?" They say, "Yeah, sorry, but why are you always assuming the worst about me?" Now, the conversation isn't about their absence anymore. It's about you, your attitude, your flaws. They didn't lie, they didn't yell, but now they're in control of the entire narrative, and you're the one explaining yourself. 2. Strategic vulnerability. This one looks innocent, even emotional. They'll open up about something deep or painful, but it's calculated. They reveal a weakness at just the right time to make you let your guard down. And once you do, they influence, guilt, or even manipulate you. It's not always obvious. Sometimes it's as subtle as a shaky voice, a story about childhood, a well-timed tear, and you think they're hurting. Maybe I should go easy on them. But the truth is, that hurt just bought them control over the situation. The point isn't connection, it's leverage. 3. Reverse anchoring. This tactic hides behind the illusion of compromise. They start with something extreme, an outrageous request, a bold accusation, an unfair deal. Of course you say no, that's the setup. Then they soften and offer something more reasonable. And now, you're way more likely to accept it, because compared to the first thing, it feels fair. But here's the twist. That second offer was their goal all along. You didn't win the negotiation. You just walked into it halfway. 4. Intentional misinterpretation. You say something. They twist it. You say, "I need space." They reply, "Oh, so you're abandoning me again." Now you're on the defensive, trying to explain yourself, even though they're the one twisting your words. This tactic forces you into clarifying mode, where they gain more control. 5. The illusion of truth effect. Here's a strange psychological fact. The more often we hear something, the more we believe it, even if it's false. Manipulators use this by repeating the same lie or half-truth over and over. At first you might resist, but over time, repetition wears down your critical thinking. You start to feel like, maybe it's true. Example, they keep saying, "You're just too sensitive." Eventually, you might stop defending yourself and start believing it. 6. Triangulation. This one's classic in toxic relationships and still underrated. It's when someone brings in a third person to validate their point, real or imagined. They'll say, "Even Sarah thinks you're overreacting," or "My friends all agree, you've changed." It creates pressure, it isolates you, and it makes you feel like the outsider in your own relationship. The goal? To make you question yourself by surrounding you with their supporters. 7. Emotional timeout. When things get tense, they go silent. Not just quiet, emotionally absent. No replies, no facial expression, no warmth, just emptiness. And that silence, it's not passive, it's a power move. Because suddenly, you're the one scrambling. You start overthinking, did I go too far? Did I say something wrong? Should I apologize? And often you do. Not because you were wrong, but because the silence was unbearable. They didn't need to argue. They just made you argue with yourself. These tactics don't scream manipulation. They whisper it. That's what makes them dangerous. Now that you've seen the patterns, they can't hide in plain sight anymore. Stay aware, because the moment you recognize the game, you stop playing by their rules. If this video opened your eyes, give it a like. It really helps more people find it. And if you want deeper psychology like this, hit subscribe.